Hey guys, it's Landon Blake from Redefined Horizons. This is another one of our Field Survey Friday videos. And in this video, I'm going to talk about survey raw data review. Raw as in raw eggs in your cookie dough kind of raw. We're going to answer these three questions. What is it? What is raw data review? Why do you need to do it? And how is it done? Right? And if you forget everything in this video and you only remember one thing, I want you to remember, don't be a black box surveyor. What is a black box surveyor? That's the surveyor who treats his instrument and his software like a black box. He just takes whatever comes out and he doesn't ask any questions, right? He doesn't understand what goes on inside the black box. Don't be that kind of surveyor. It's a horrible kind of surveyor to be. So, raw data review will make sure that you're not a black box surveyor. If you do raw data review, it won't be a black box. You'll know what's going on. All right, so let's get into this. What is survey raw data? Survey raw data is raw measurement data that's created by the instruments during a field survey, okay? It is not coordinates. Raw data is measurements, right? Coordinates are the result of making calculations from measurements. If you're pulling a point file off of your data collector, that is not raw data, right? That is a really key concept. Raw data means you're looking at measurements. You're not looking at coordinates. Coordinates are not raw data, okay? If you're just looking at coordinate files, you are being a black box surveyor, right? And you don't want to be that kind of surveyor. So that's what survey raw data is. It's the actual measurement data. What is raw data review? When I say you need to review your raw data, what am I talking about? It's a careful inspection of the raw measurement data after a field survey. Okay, let me say that one more time. What is raw data review? It is a careful inspection of raw measurement data after a field survey. It is not looking at a coordinate file. It's not even comparing check shots to control points. That's not a raw data review either. Why not? Because both of those things are looking at points. Looking at point coordinates, and coordinates are not raw data, right? Okay, that doesn't mean you shouldn't look at your point file and you shouldn't compare check shots to control coordinates, but that is not raw data review. All right, so raw data review can be done in a program like Trimble Business Center or like a Geomatics Office or Carlson software, or it can be done by reviewing a text file. So I've done it both ways. I can actually open a raw file or an RW5 file and review the raw data that way. I also do enough GPS work that I can open a Rhinex file and look at a Rhinex file and figure some stuff out from a Rhinex file. Okay, but you got to have the raw measurement data. You got to be looking at that. Okay, now there's a problem with binary files, binary raw data files, which is you can't visually inspect them in something like a text editor. So if your survey vendor is giving you raw data files in a binary format, you got to have their software to do your raw data review. So you've got two choices. You either make sure you can get your raw data out of your instrument in a text file format that you can review in something like Notepad, or you got to buy your vendor's survey software so that you can look at your raw data if it's in a binary file format. Okay. So, why do you need to do it? Why do you need to review your raw data? So like I said, you want to be a black box surveyor, right? But there's a little more to it than that. I'm going to give you four reasons why you want to do raw data review. First of all, land surveyors aren't allowed by law to do black box surveying. Black box surveying is negligent, and surveyors aren't allowed to be negligent. So if you do black box surveying and something gets messed up, your client's going to sue you, and you're going to lose in court. Or somebody else. So maybe it's not your client, maybe it's somebody else that sues you. Okay? But the point is, black box surveying is negligent, and you can be legally liable for it. So that's a really good reason why you need to review your raw data. Number two, land surveyors measure 3 times and build once, right? They say carpenters measure twice and cut once. Land surveyors measure 3 times and build once. What's the point? Land surveyors triple check. They triple check, right? Triple check everything. Okay, so you got to be looking at your raw data. That's an important check on your survey. Reason number 3, your raw measurements in your field survey is the foundation of all your other work. If you mess up your raw data, your measurements in the field, the whole rest of the process really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how pretty your topo is, doesn't matter how beautiful your boundary survey is, doesn't matter how beautifully you've examined the evidence. If your measurements from the field are corrupted, everything else you do is ruined. right? Or almost everything else you do, okay? So that's reason number 3. Reason number 4, mistakes happen all the time. It's the truth. I don't care how good of a field surveyor you think you are. I've been surveying for 20 years. I do my own field work now that I own my own business. And even I, Landon Blake, occasionally make mistakes. Bust a rod height, right? Kick a tripod leg, take a GPS shot under tree cover, you know, whatever it is. Okay, so mistakes happen all the time. Now, technology has this really perverse effect. In other words, it has this insidious or harmful effect where it makes surveying look easier, but it's really more complicated, right? So that technology makes things look easier, but it introduces complexity and it introduces the possibility for mistakes. And I have in my note here, this technology we have now makes the possibility of black swan events more likely. What's a black swan event? It comes from a gentleman by the name of Nicholas, I think it's Nicholas Taleb, T-A-L-E-B. He wrote a book called The Black Swan. And a black swan is a rare event that has really disastrous consequences. And like this is the rod height bust in your survey that means concrete gets poured 3 feet in the wrong spot, or 12 feet in the wrong spot, or 50 feet in the wrong spot. That is a black swan event. Our complicated surveying technology makes black swan events more likely, which is why you need to review your raw data. I'm going to go over those 4 things again because they're so important. Why do you need to review your raw data? Number 1, you're not allowed to do black box surveying. That's negligent. Number 2, land surveyors, we measure things 3 times and we build it once. Number 4, your field measurements are the foundation of everything you do. And, sorry, that was number 3. And number 4, mistakes happen during field work. You need to catch them. Catch them through your raw data review. All right. So, how is it done? How do you do raw data review? And this is important because a lot of younger surveyors are working for older surveyors that don't do raw data review. So if you're working at a company where you just pull point files off of an instrument and you never look at raw data, this video is for you, right? I'm going to try and tell you how to do this. So how do you do it? Number 1, make sure you save raw data from your instrument. You got to get the raw data off of the instrument and onto a computer somewhere, right? So that you can look at it. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you got to make an effort to inspect the raw data file, right? Whether you're doing that in a text editor or whether you're doing it in software. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to remember to do a couple Field Survey Friday videos, and we'll do it both ways. We'll review some data in TVC and we'll review some data in a text editor. So, number 2, inspect your raw data files. Number 3, correct your mistakes. You know, look at I guarantee you start looking at your raw data, you're going to find boo-boos, right? Slap a Band-Aid on those boo-boos, get them cleaned up. Okay, number 4, as you do raw data review, as you implement that in your surveying organization, you're going to see patterns of mistakes that are made by your crews. Okay, use that raw data review, the information you get from that, to improve your field survey operation. Is going to make you a better surveyor, right? So again, how do you do it? Get your raw data off the instrument. Inspect those raw data files. Fix the mistakes. Look for patterns. Become a better field surveyor. Okay, now, that wasn't super specific. I'm going to do some more videos where I drill down in and actually show you like what's my list of things I do during raw data review. How's that different for GPS surveys and total station surveys and level surveys and UAV surveys? Different processes, right? Same basic concept, but slightly different processes for each of those. So I'm going to we'll try and walk through those on some of these Field Survey Friday videos so I can teach you that. But if you just can't wait, if you're just shaking with anticipation and eager with excitement, if you get on my YouTube channel and look under the Trimble Business Center playlist, I got like a half a dozen videos where I teach you how to do raw data review in Trimble Business Center. Even if you use a different software, those videos are helpful. Those videos will help teach you the process that I use. All right? So there you go, guys. Survey raw data review, really important. Do not be a black box surveyor. There's a lot of them running around. You don't want to be one of those people. You want to be a surveyor that knows how to do raw data review. Thanks for watching.